The following production is rated S for satire. We are not professionals, nor are we clinically depressed. We do, however, suffer from long bouts of indecision and stagnation. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back to this week's episode of the Take That Depression, the Project CC Art Podcast. I'm Kyler. That's Spencer.
Hey there.
How you doing this week, Spencer?
Kyler, I've been doing really good. Didn't pick up any overtime, and that's been fantastic.
Yes. I did pick up a little overtime, and we're going for the three-peat. We're going back to the amusement park tomorrow.
Nice.
So I'm going to probably get this recording done, edit it up, get it ready to go, and then I'm going to go to bed so I can wake up at a decent time so we can get there at a decent time.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a busy day.
Yeah, it is. We're bringing the girl for the first time. The last two times we had somebody to watch the girl. Yeah. First ride, let's go. I can just hold her on my lap, right? Sir, she's like 8 months old. Yeah, so we're bringing her. We're going to probably just hang out in the water park the whole time. See if we can't submerge her in some wave pool or something like that. We'll see.
It's a day well spent.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's all. I did do a little bit of overtime, but only because I missed day one of actual work. I had some PTO, so made that up on the back end. But yeah, this week, episode 50, the big 5-0. That's crazy.
That's very crazy. I was talking to Natalie today, and I was like, we've been doing this for like almost a year now. Yeah. And she's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, and look where we are. Pretty much exactly where we started. But we're much more comfortable on camera or on recording, as we're about to see. We have a blooper reel that we're about to show up, and there's the first little bit as a little section of a bunch of uhs, specifically from you, Spencer.
That doesn't sound right. That can't be.
That hasn't gotten any better. That won't get any better. I can't work on it. I'm sorry. But we're going to take this episode to look back on everything that we've done since we started. And then next episode will be here for Spencer's episode. And then the episode after that, we're going to talk about the future of what everything looks like here. First things first, I think, let's kind of look at this blooper reel. We have a fair smattering of the first 5 episodes of the podcast, and then a section for the 10th episode, our first guest. But these first few are from the first episode, which I don't know if you guys remember, was like 10 minutes long. But that whole recording, the amount of time we sat there, the one that actually got posted was like our 3rd or 4th take of actually doing the whole episode. So we were sitting there for like an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours, just to get 10-ish usable minutes of podcast. And I don't know exactly where this came from, if this came from the actual thing that we loaded up, or if this came from whatever. This is also not audio regulated. It's going to be loud and quiet and loud and quiet. So I apologize for that. But it is
also part of the learning thing too, is like figuring that out. And I remember we were like recording and we were like, I think we kept pushing it back or whatever. We're like, we got to figure this out. And we're like, we just got to do the thing.
Yeah.
And then it was like 2-3 hours of just like, I fucked up, and then going back and then be like, I hate it. Let's try again.
That also being said, there's a blooper reel. This is us messing up and catching ourselves messing up. So there is a decent amount of swearing. I have about 5.5 minutes of recording here. There's a decent amount of swearing, so if you want to skip that, then yeah, skip ahead like 6 minutes. And
your discretion is advised.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we get right into it. I'll kind of pause it, so maybe skip ahead like 7-10 minutes, but I'm going to probably pause it right at the end of each episode, and we can kind of laugh and giggle about the things that we covered. So yeah, I'm just going to get ready. Are you ready for this, Spencer?
I'm ready.
This is your first hearing of it, of the actual bloopers.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, I think we each have some in here. Some good, some bad, but we'll figure it out as a family. So here we go. This is episode 1. Again, the the episode that ended up being like 10 minutes got probably like 30 seconds of stuff here. So here we go.
You didn't think about the transition, you bitch. I can improv.
That
Dox
also.
me, daddy. Do the thing, brain. Is this just spliced together?
Yeah, it's just one thing after the next, and yeah, that was just the start of your
fucking ums. One more time. Fuck!
Fuck! That was so funny in the moment. That was definitely one that needed to make it in.
That's perfect timing because my cat just threw up, and I guarantee that's Mike picked that up. Banger. I barely know her.
So that was the end of the episode 1. There was a decent fair chunk in there. It doesn't get any better than that.
That was all just one episode. That was the first episode.
Yeah, just the first episode there. About 30 seconds, and then we're getting into episode 3. Apparently, we had no bloopers in episode 2. I guess. Cool.
Perfect. Nailed it first try.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, let's get it right in. This is episode 3's bloopers. Not feeling like doing anything, but you want to learn something, you can listen to an episode and get a few links that may help you. Daisy chiming in. R.I.P. to a real one.
Yeah.
The fuck up. We can't be the cat podcast. We're not going to be the cat podcast, Daisy.
Not yet. Take that, depression.
We're going to release the hounds.
Babe's locked and loaded.
No.
What is she?
And then we get into it.
She's the same thing as Sniff.
We're just recording.
She looks like she got some corgi in her.
She's a blue healer. She's a red healer.
Okay.
They're technically different.
Deep Kyler lore
But
here.
they're the same. Red healers are more dingo than dog, and healers are more.
That's what it is. It's not corgi. It's a dingo.
The dingo ate my baby.
So we were just. My cat was meowing in the background while we were recording. You could hear that. Oh. Well, we're having some technical difficulties. It looks like Spencer's cat jumped up on his computer. We will be right back. Welcome back. We did just get back from some technical difficulties. Spencer, if you want to let everybody know what happened.
So my cat loves the top of my computer, as you may or may not have just seen, and I've been telling Kyler for years I got to get a little like switch or button protector, because he'll put his hands right here and he'll set his paws and he'll press the power button when I'm doing stuff such as recording a podcast.
Yeah.
So I definitely need to get that button. This has been my temporary fix, where I just set it on top so he can't hit it.
Yeah.
But I definitely need to, like, I don't know, glue it or something.
Tape it down, something.
Yeah.
That's very
Take
funny.
the power button off.
I really hope that we have that. I believe we have it. I really hope we had that freeze frame on camera. I don't know how long it was. I was kind of talking about the clip we were doing, so we'll see how long that lasted for.
Sorry about that, my apologies.
You're all good. I think it is a funny thing to happen during a funny part of the episode. We're looking at bloopers while we have one. That's fun.
I thought we nailed this.
First try. No, yeah, we were talking about my dogs there for a little bit. What breed they were after, because I was like, I'm going to sick the dogs on you to my cat. That was just meowing in the background. But that was just a little silly Deep Kyler lore there. And then a funny quote at the end. Still in episode 3, a minute and a half into the blooper reels. Here we go.
Your boy needs to work out too.
This is the getting organized episode, so we're about to get into, I think most of our bloopers come from this episode.
Stairmaster. So it's like I don't want to like record and then all of a sudden there's like
We're both a little cardio still. I think this holds true.
Is that hamburger too much work for you, bud?
getting into personal.
All right, Gru.
Goils. These can be labeled with custom vinyl labels for a comprehensive look.
This is classic Spencer. I miss
For
this. This era of the podcast was so fun for me. And these silences.
For a cohesive look.
Cohesive.
This is why we steered away a
Yeah.
good chunk of steering away
Containers
from
clean of cut.
research.
And
Hidden storage. Keep containers clear.
all these
color.
silences that you're hearing, let me pause this really quick. I would go in and like manually like cut them out during this era of the podcast because we were still learning. I would go in and manually cut every single silence. I would go in and cut it down so it's only like a second or half a second long. I tried to at least get most of them. And that took
Oh,
so
he's a great
long.
speaker. And then all of a sudden you hear this and it's just like, let me read this word for word. Let me read a sentence, pause, read a sentence, pause.
But yeah, I would go in and cut them out, and then there's just a truncate silence, not command, but a little option you can do in the window. And then I started doing that. Take everything that was more than like a second and a half and would cut it down to like 3/4 of a second. And then we started doing the video podcast, and even a little bit before then, I was talking to my wife, and she was like, the silences make it feel more like you're having a conversation. It doesn't feel like super edited when there's like nothing. When you have a moment to think, it makes it feel more like you're in the room with us. I don't know how true that is or whatever, but it was less work for me, so I just took that and ran. But yeah, so now what we shoot is what you get. I'll cut off the beginning right until I get into the intro, and then I'll cut off the end right after we say our outro. But you get all of us, as I'm sure if you're watching the video, I'm sure you can tell. There's no jump cuts except for when cats are turning off computers. That's
One
a jump
time.
cut. But yeah, so these silences were very real, and like Spencer said, that was a very big part of kind of why we strayed away from this, is we both had these moments where we would be reading our scripts or whatever, and it just we got too lost in the sauce, and it was a lot. So this was part of the reason why we shifted away from it. But yeah, these long silences used to be manual cutouts for me, and that was rough.
Counters. What do I keep saying? Containers. That's not even the word. With that being said, moving on to mental organization. Mental organization involves structuring your thoughts and managing physical possession. Mental organization.
Why is it so hard?
It was just little slip-ups.
Atomic possession.
They would get us because we're probably on like minute 30, 40 of recording this 30-minute podcast, and we would just keep having these verbal slip-ups, and it would just be a jokey gaffe that it's just, you couldn't make it through it. You or I, not you.
Put the money in the bag. Put the money in the bag.
Put the money in the ass. Fuck! Yeah, exactly that. Especially recording. And again, I feel like if we went back and tried to do this now, it wouldn't be as bad. The nerves are not as present. I think if we were live streaming this, I think they would come back a little bit. But the nerves, we've done this again 50 weeks in a row. We haven't missed a single week. I had to do a solo week. I'm waiting to cash that in probably after episode 52, but I'll make you do a single week or a single episode at one point.
Yeah.
But
Skylar, how do I do this? How do I don't know any of the buttons. What are we talking about?
Missed a single upload in 50 weeks. I was listening to, we're getting really big into Riffbound. This is a huge tangent. I'm sorry. Listen, we're getting big into Riffbound. And I was listening to a Riffbound podcast, and they were reading some stat, Spotify podcasts. It's like 10% of podcasts make it to episode 20. They were talking they were on their 20th episode. And they were reading a stat that only 10% of podcasts make it to episode 20. So welcome to the top 10% of podcasts on Spotify. And if we're on episode 50, that's got to be bigger than that. It's welcome to the top 9% of podcasts. This is what peak performance looks like. Anyway, in that same breath that they said welcome to the top 10% of podcasts on Spotify, they said they only missed 2 weeks, 2 episodes in 20 episodes. We haven't missed a single one. I'm so
That's
proud of us.
crazy.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
But side tangent over. Sorry about that. Here
The
we go.
second approach in mental organization is cognate. Last but not least to mental organization, physiology.
I
If
cannot.
I remember right, that wasn't the word. It was
No.
supposed.
Yeah,
I don't remember what it was supposed to be, but I know it wasn't that word.
I can't remember. I think we say it here. I think it's psychosocial. Because I can't what group? Psychosocial. What group is that?
Slipknot.
Slipknot. Yeah, I kept when you would say it, I kept thinking that, and then this one, I was just in my head, already preparing because I don't know how many times we had to take this, whatever. But I was already preparing for the psychosocial in my mind, and you're physiology, a completely different word, and we just broke. It was a very fun little bit here.
It's physiology. Psychosocial.
Yeah, psychosocial.
Sure. For this week,
Get it all out.
We've been there. We've been there.
get
Oh,
the
yeah.
tongue.
It's always extra thick when you're recording. Part of typing efficiency is knowing
There we go. That was episode 3. So that took us that was 3 minutes of this, with all those. And now, worse is better. We're into the region beta paradox episode. And this one, I was talking with my wife recently about this specific thing. And again, it's a thing that I wouldn't have known about if it wasn't for this podcast. The fact that we're 50 weeks in and I'm still coming back to week 4, the 4th episode. I'm coming back to things that I learned for that episode of the podcast. That's so cool. Again, I wouldn't have done this for any other reason. I didn't look that up because it was a fun thing that it was fun, but I didn't just do that in my off time. It was for this. Cool little bit that we had there. Here we go. Episode 4, worse is better.
part of typing efficiency is knowing when you don't have to type. Learn common shortcuts.
Oh,
It's the best episode ever.
It's always gonna be the best episode ever.
I'm very
Forgot to turn my phone on silent. Oops. Sorry. And that was it for episode 4.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, we nailed it. Then next one is episode 5, and this will carry us through to the end until episode 10, where we did our guest episode with Boozy Bee Brewing. I really enjoyed that episode. We'll talk about that when we get there. Episode 5.
welcome to the 5th episode of Take That Depression. My name's Spencer, and this is my boy Kyler.
Happy day, night, evening, wherever, however. Nope. Let's try that again.
Let's try that again.
I'll go again. You're good.
And break. Cut. Good show.
That was a whole 4 minutes.
Can you edit it into a half hour?
I can try my best. Before we move on from...
Long silence again. Here we
That was
are.
good.
Before we move on to finishing up the episode, I do want to show motherfucker. Oh. Before we move on, fuck.
I got these bees in my teeth.
I'm answering my eyes, Johnson.
I love the little fuck.
Yeah, it's not often that you catch me lacking, especially in these episodes, but I do be lacking sometimes.
Before we move on to the end of it,
Still.
here we are, doing the dumb.
It's so, I'm gonna tell them someday, but it is, for me, one of the most challenging parts of doing this is not running out of breath because of my decreasing health of personal choices. And I'll be just getting in a vibe, and then I'm like,
It'd still be like that.
Yes.
Before we send you off
To die.
before kicking off our next
Child.
We were feeling goofy there at the end. But that is the end of episode 5. And then right now we're into the special guest. I can't remember exactly what these ones are, but here we go. Episode 10, the special guest.
and then you will add fuck.
I'm sure you don't.
I like that a lot.
I'm sure you don't add fuck. But that's all of our bloopers. We hope you enjoyed them as much as we did, both listening to them and making them initially. But like I was going to say, with Boozy Bee Brewing, that was a fun first guest to have. I'm sad that we couldn't kind of continue that every 10 episodes, bringing someone in, but we shifted our focus, and then it didn't really fit the way that we had initially kind of planned it and what we were doing with guest episodes and things like that. I'm disappointed that we didn't continue that tradition, and that's something I would be interested in looking back into doing again. But again, it has to kind of fit with what we're doing, and now especially doing like Project CC arc, that doesn't really leave any room for guests, and I'm sad that it doesn't really leave any room for guests, but that's what happens when you grow with what you're doing. But that was a very fun episode. It was a very cool time chatting with him and like getting his perspective on things. It was fun to hear his perspective on us, what we were doing. It was cool. But
It's definitely one of my first episodes as well. I think about that one often.
Yeah. Do you have anything that you kind of want to touch back on? Is there any episodes that you go back to? Is there anything you go back to?
I've gone to the special guest episode a few times. Being that was one of my favorites. It was just bringing an outside window in and having them and kind of seeing how the vibes go on. I've went back to I can't quite remember the episode, but the one where I tried to teach about fermenting.
Yes. Okay.
Only because I was like, can I learn how to ferment with this, or do I have to go back to Google and YouTube and rewatch something? But
yeah, I feel like everything that we did there, and like looking back on it, I'm like happy the intent was there, but I don't think the execution was excellent. I think that if I went back now, I would do it differently. And if I went back now, I think it would just take more than what I was willing to kind of put in at the time. If I wanted to actually do the dang thing, I think I just wouldn't, my heart wouldn't be in it.
I feel like that's like half the battle right there, is just going back and like with the knowledge we have now, like we didn't know what we were doing. I didn't know what I was doing. As soon as we hit record, I'm like shaking, like, hey, like I'm presenting in front of this big class type thing. And now I feel like, again, cameras on, cameras rolling, that kind of thing. Like if I didn't learn, if there's one thing I feel like if I learned from this podcast, it's just to be like more confident in public speaking, which I feel like was already half the goal. Like I'm not very good anymore about being like social and like talking to strangers and that kind of thing. And I feel like this podcast has really helped me do that. Like I'm now more willing to like strike up conversations and be part of the conversations when like strangers and meeting new people.
Yeah, I still think I struggle in person, and I'll tell it to anybody who'll listen. I'm definitely exceedingly introverted. The other day when we went to the card shop and Rando just started like talking to you, and I just like immediately like ninja dust.
Abandon me.
I'm out of here. Yeah. I still don't do well in public. I'm much better here. Like doing this with you, when it's just you and I hanging out. Again, I think if we like started live streaming, I think I would be okay. I think I would have to kind of get my bearings and be cool with like doing stuff on the fly, like with last week when I had to flip the camera. But yeah, I think the confidence for me, just recording, has come a long way. Another thing that I think I go back to and look back at very fondly is the short portion when we were doing art and uploading it to the TikTok and doing stuff like that. There was one bit when I drew Gengar, and it was like long leg Gengar. And then I went on a tear for a couple days with people commenting on the video and like having me add stuff because it was like, I love long leg Gengar, make his legs even longer. And then I made his legs like crazy long. And then it was put him in a suit or something like that. And I put him in a suit and then I re-uploaded it. And then that kind of petered out. And that made me really sad. I remember coming to work to you and talking to you about like, I was like, man, I really hope I get another comment on this. I want to keep this going. And it just never came. And that was very sad for me. I knew it had to die at some point. It was just a silly gaffe that was going on, but that was very, very fun, and I look back on that very fondly.
1 million subscribers, and Kyler will get long legs Gengar tattooed.
Yeah. Chest piece. Long leg Gengar, just down my sternum.
That's a bold move, Cotton.
1 million streams, and I'll do it. No, not there. 1 million streams, and I will get long leg Gengar tattooed on my body, though.
Subscribers. Streams is easy. You just play.
Well, 1 million times?
1 million times.
That's not easy. Sure. Well, subscribers, well, I'll down it to 100K. No way we're getting there. We get 100,000 subscribers on the Take That Depression on YouTube, and I'll get it tattooed on my body.
I'll start handing out flyers.
That is a promise. Don't shadow my face. Anything else for you, Spencer? Anything that you come back to about the podcast that you think about fondly? It's okay to say no.
Just honestly, just us, like getting to do this. We've said it a dozen times on the podcast, but this has been like the most consistent, like by choice thing I've ever done, probably in my entire life. And just cool to get to be like, cool, we get to record, hang out, because it's not really like a job. It's just getting to hang out with my bro and bullshit, and then do some recording.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing with the next one, like just doing this. I look forward to it every week. In the moment, like when I'm like, I need to record right now, my brain like gets away from me and I'm like, I don't really want to. I could go do something else. I have my, back to Riftbound, sorry. I have my Riftbound cards on the table upstairs. I was going to like start scanning them in tonight. And then it just like didn't line up. Wife and I were watching TV, and then as soon as we got done doing that, I was like, let's go record. But like I got in my head, I'm like, we have tomorrow night. We have cards tomorrow night, so it might be a little bit weird to get it done, but we have tomorrow night. So I could just push it back. I could just scan in all my cards into my little app and then just be like, oh, I don't know what happened. But no, it's like, so then my brain can get in the way sometimes, but once I'm here, once we're doing it, once we're recording, I always have such a fun time. And I just really enjoy getting to spend this time with you, Spencer, getting to spend the time with you, viewer/listener. It's such a blast. I think a few times that it happened, I really enjoyed interacting with people that were either commenting on our TikToks. I don't think we've ever gotten a comment on a YouTube video. Comment first down below and give you a virtual high five or something, I guess.
You're the first one to comment. I assure you, you're going to get a shout out because it's a big deal.
We've gotten several comments on Spotify before we were like really posting to YouTube. We got a couple comments on Spotify. Mostly like my mom commented. A high school friend of mine commented a lot or a few times. But yeah, like interacting with people randomly. I remember there's the one like the learning styles TikTok. I don't know if you can go back and find it, but there was a post someone commented on there of like, it doesn't really, that's debunked or whatever. And I really, that was when you were like, I'm happy that you handle all the comments because I wouldn't have been cool about it. I enjoy it being a little bit snarky. So really quietly I put Actually Romantic, I think is what it's called on.
Yeah.
By Taylor Swift. Yeah, I put it on like super quietly while I was like hey, this is correct. And like, if I enjoy learning hands-on, I'm going to learn more than if you're just showing me and I just don't care to learn. So it's like, although technically, yes, you're correct, but interacting with people was fun. Getting that, like, the knowledge, I wouldn't have known that. I was 100% sold on learning styles being like fact, so that when they posed this counter argument to what I knew was fact,
To Google.
then they gave me sources. I was able to look into those sources and find that I was not, in fact, correct. That is not fact. That if you're here to learn a thing, you can learn just as well as hands-on as you can visual, as you can auditory, as you can whatever. As long as you want to learn that subject. Again, you have like no prep, whatever, and that's all like personal things. There's no actual. You don't learn any faster doing your preferred learning method, and I wouldn't know that without that person, and that was super cool. That interaction was fun, and I miss that, and I hope that at some point we can become a more like two-way street. Again, I know for like the Project CC arc, we're kind of talking at you, but it's a thing that I feel like this can be really cooperative, really cooperative, where as we are building a world, we have questions, we have things that aren't answered, we have scenarios being posed that you can be like, that's silly, that wouldn't play out like that, and here's how it should play out. And we'd love to hear from you guys. Just because it comes out of our mouth doesn't mean that it's law. And we hope to hear from you guys so much more often coming up. I really enjoy interacting with you guys, and I do kind of miss TikTok for that, because that was an easy way for you guys to talk to us, even if it was to just berate us. It's still fun. But I think we're pretty close to time, Spencer. So do you have anything you want to hit on before we send the people off?
Just a reminder that I love you guys, and thank you for following. And yeah, we love you.
Yeah. The very few people that are still here, we definitely love you. We see it. Like, for me, every time I like upload a YouTube video, and a couple times throughout the week, I'll look at the YouTube, and I mean, I think our peak is like 14 views or something like that, which for 50 episodes is like not great. But a win for us. Every time I look and see one view on a single episode, which is like, again, for any normal human tracking normal metrics, is a loss. This is, again, something that we would just be doing in the background. So if one person could take anything from it, very cool. So yeah, keep viewing. If you're on YouTube, comment down below what your favorite memory from the podcast was. If you're on Spotify, comment your favorite memory from the podcast there too. We would super love to hear it. That's I think that's it for us though for this week. We'll be back next week with Spencer's episode. I think you guys are going to get a good kick out of that one too. I don't want to spoil anything too much, but I wouldn't miss that. That will be a very video specific podcast. So if you're listening audio only, you could probably skip that one. I apologize, but you can get, I think, video pretty much anywhere now. But not going to be Diablo here. You guys have phones, don't you? Let's get you guys out of here. Spencer, as we always love to say, stay safe out there.
And don't get mugged.
If you are struggling, please, please, please reach out to someone or dial 988 to get connected with someone at the National Suicide Hotline. You do not have to go it alone.